More philanthropic organizations continue to pour out their support for affected residents. We can now start off with the latest coming through from Ibrahim Mahama, who heads the Engineers and Planners, as well as the MP for Kole Klote, Zanetor Rawlings, who was in the community also to support. Here are excerpts.
The floods that swept through parts of the Volta region over the past few weeks as a result of the spillage of the Akosombo Dam have resulted in extensive flooding, causing considerable damage to properties and displacing thousands of residents. Speaking on the initiative at a Debar of Chiefs and People of Mepe, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama expressed his concern for those who have suffered due to the floods and recounted how he started his company.
As a small company, sharing from Abeme, Papa, down to Siri. Unfortunately, I started it in 1997 when I was a young man. So when this disaster hit, I just said, look, I need to pay back from where I started the company from. So if you've seen me here, especially even when my mother comes from here as well, I'm here to support you as my mother.
Receiving the items on behalf of the community, the DCE for North Dong, Divine Osborne Fenu, thanked Mr. Ibrahim Mahama and his team for the massive donation. He said the donation has put more smiles on the faces of the affected.
Any relief item that comes, we should do it together, and we are not doing politics with it. There is no NDC, there is no MPP, there is no CPP. We are doing it together as a group. We have therefore decided yesterday, the MP was in attendance at that meeting where we formed the Relief Administration Committee to see to the harmonization of all relief items that we have so that we have equitable distribution among all affected communities. And this is what I want to stress, that let us put politics aside, let us save lives first, then we come to properties. Then I believe with this, North Dong shall rise again. I thank you for coming. May God bless us all.
The MP for North Dong, Samuel Ablakwa Okujeto, on behalf of the MPs, thanked Mr. Ibrahim Mahama and his team for their support for the affected communities and assured him that there will be equity in the distribution of the items to all the affected communities.
So on behalf of the chiefs, on behalf of our Queen Mothers, on behalf of the over 14,000 victims, we say, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama and your wife, Maune Yurami. And I must say that Ghanaians have been very generous and we have been very touched indeed. We want to assure Ibrahim Mahama and his wife that to the last item, they are going to the real victims. There is no diversion, there is no kululu.
Ablakwa also urged the residents to disregard the unfortunate comments made by the sanitation minister.
I know my people have been very, very upset about what the sanitation minister said. The chiefs issued a statement this afternoon demanding a retraction and an apology. I want to say that I am on full force with the chiefs. I am totally aligned with the statement that the chiefs issued. We in North Dong, we are not squatters. We were here centuries before the Akosombo Dam was constructed and before the Kon Dam was constructed. We gave up our land for those constructions to take place. We have not even been fully compensated. So you cannot say that they should move and they refuse to move. Move to where? We are on our land. We own the land. And let us state for the record, there was no evacuation and our people refused to go. Nobody came here. We challenged them to produce evidence, to tell us what day they came here to evacuate anybody. So, look, we are down and out. This is not a time to add lies to add insults to our plight. And I want to ask the sanitation minister to do the honorable thing. She should retract, she should apologize. We do not need those ill-informed and provocative statements.
Ivy Satoji, Joy News, Mepe. Dr. Zanetor Rawlings visited several flood-affected areas, including Sogakope, Vume, Sokwe, Dabala, and all the affected communities in the Southern District, and met with local officials, community leaders, and residents. The flooding, which has resulted from the split of the Akonsobo Dam and rising water levels in the Volta River, has caused considerable hardship to the affected communities. Speaking during the distribution of the relief items to the various communities, Dr. Zanetor Rawlings expressed her concern and sympathy for the affected residents.
Well, currently we're in Teflek. This is where my dad. This is our family home, and so the idea is to actually support the communities in and around Teflek as far as Sogakope. We already made a donation to the district hospital, and we're going to make a few donations to one of the communities here, and then to the CHIPS compounds that are here, because with what is going on here, the first part of the disaster has happened, which is the spillage and the flooding, but what will happen in the aftermath of this is you find that there's a lot of cholera and other diarrheal diseases, typhoid, malaria, as the water starts to recede. What we're doing here as medical doctors is to try and preempt that by, first of all, supporting the health facilities with what they need, because this is something that they did not factor into their budgets at the beginning of the year. And this has come, and of course, no state of emergency has been declared as yet in spite of the magnitude of this disaster. And so as medics, I'm here with the Medical Women's Association of Ghana, who we've been working closely together for at least 5 years now.
Dr. Zanetor Rawlings further emphasized the need for collaborative efforts to address the aftermath of the floods.
Well, we have limited resources, as you can imagine, and I've been using this as a platform to appeal to other people to actually support, because you see, people are bringing food and water, but the medications are very, very important. And so I'd actually like to use this platform to appeal to people. When you would like to support, just reach out to the various district health directorates and see how you can support them with medication and the necessary public and public support that we can give in cash or in kind, because there is a looming disaster which, if we are not preemptive, will run a little bit out of control.
Meanwhile, apart from the Mepe community in the North Tongue district, which happens to be the worst affected, Sokwe in the South Tongue district and other communities have been flooded, with houses submerged in the water. Some of the residents have been speaking with Joy News.
In fact, what is going on in Sogakope per se is not an easy thing, and then you can see that water have taken over all of our houses, and then even the school. You can see the school. This is my former school, this is Gombotech, and then the water have really taken over the whole school, and this is the hospital. And as I'm talking now, they have shut down the whole hospital, and nothing is moving on. And then the school, you can see the school is closed down.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the students, because me too, I'm a graduate at JSS. I'm not coming to the school, so now I'm worried. What if I'm sent to this school? How am I going to learn? So it means I'll stay in the house until this place is okay before I come to school. I don't think it's good. So I think the government have to do something that the students will go back to school. Maybe they'll get some place for them for the meantime before this place will be okay. That's what I think.
Ivy Satoji, Joy News, Teflek.